Hello, a quick video about using separate grips between the forehand and backhand side. So for example, using a continental on the backhand and a 65-degree semi-eastern on the forehand. So this contrasts with using the same grip, like an Aussie rear side forehand and an Aussie front side backhand. And it also differs from a corresponding grip, like the Aussie rear side forehand with the rear side Aussie backhand. So sometimes when you use the same grip, like the Aussie front side backhand with the forehand, it's kind of there's a lot of synergy to it, but there's also kind of a lot of contrast too sometimes, where it's kind of the inverse, the opposite of the forehand side in terms of the direction and the timing. So while there's an awful lot of synergy and practice and improvement to be gained by using the same grip, it's not compulsory and you can use a different grip too. So what I want to do is I want to use kind of a continental backhand with the semi-eastern forehand. So I'll just give a quick demonstration. Okay, so one way to improve that is to know the grips between those two positions. So I could use, if I'm using continental backhand and between the semi-eastern and the forehand, well then there's Aussie and 45-degree eastern. So I practice them in the forehand. I don't need to just be an expert in those grips, but even just a beginner level knowledge, just so I can have some better intuition as to how to relate the continental and semi-eastern. So Aussie, is 22 degrees between continental and eastern. And eastern 45 degrees. So for the backhand side, it might be useful to know those grips, the Aussie and eastern 45 degrees, on both the front side and rear side. So Aussie front side. Eastern front side, 45 degrees. Rear side Aussie. Rear side Eastern, 45 degrees. So what would be useful as well is to know the same grip on the other side. So if I'm using continental backhand, semi-eastern on the forehand, it might also be relevant to know continental on the forehand. Vice versa, I'm using semi-eastern on the forehand, so it might be useful to know semi-eastern on the backhand, front side and rear side. Front side. So I'm only tapping the ball just to give you a quick overview. And the rear side semi-eastern. Okay, so now I'll return to my plan to grip the continental backhand, semi-eastern forehand. I'll just try to increase the pace a small bit. So volleying with the distinct grips will improve your reaction speeds to switch the grip faster during practice, even though during a match it might be best to stay on one grip like continental. So it's practicing the grip change. Okay, so there are two of my shots, so it might be convenient to keep the serve the same as either of those two grips. So if I'm using a continental serve, might be handy for a topspin or for kind of a... So if I'm using topspin backhand, if you use continental on the serve, the topspin continental backhand. And a topspin serve. Making it flash, it's optional between which service grip I use, the semi-eastern or continental. I can do either. Just depends on your own idiosyncratic preferences. So I'll use a semi-eastern flat serve, semi-eastern flat forehand, and continental flat backhand. So I suppose one reason for distinct grips is your tactics. So if I was using continental on all sides for my previous match, the fourth Turkish pre-qualifying. So if I was using continental forehand, but I wasn't able to come up to the net where I was forced to stay back in the baseline, that might be an opportunity to switch to semi-eastern on the forehand to hit deeper balls on the clay, while I can still use the continental backhand and the continental serve for extra stability. So that's just one combination, but there's plenty of other kind of irregular combinations as well. Could try like a continental backhand, semi-western, forehand all on topspin. Try, like it's any grip you like really, but it's handy to keep the two shots the same, like the serve and the forehand, or the serve and the backhand. Could possibly try to keep the forehand and the backhand the same with a different serve. Might be a bit unique. So that was just a quick explanation. Thank you.